Okay, today we're going to look at a few things. First, we're going to look at current source matching, and then next we're going to start looking at actively loaded differential amplifiers. So here we've drawn a current mirror where we're trying to mirror the reference current Iref to two different outputs, ID1 and ID2. Now we know that the current through these is going to depend upon the geometry and the gate to source voltage across them. So here we've written out the current equations for MOS devices in saturation. 1/2 mu n Cox W over L VGS minus VTH. Now note that the VGSs should be equal to one another because the gates are connected together and the sources are all tied to ground. But I've put subscripts for the width over length ratios and the VTHs. This is because W over L, when a device is fabricated, can be different from device to device due to mismatches in the fabrication process. We call these geometric errors. So we can generally say that W over L1 is not necessarily equal to W over L2. This is true for any two transistors that I draw on a circuit or on a layout. We also have doping errors where the transistors aren't necessarily doped exactly the same, and this can result in the threshold voltages of the two transistors not being exactly equal to one another. We can say VTH1 is not necessarily equal to VTH2 due to those doping errors. Now, when we start talking about errors in terms of transistors, we typically look at mismatch statistics. And here we're going to talk about an average current through the two transistors, as well as an error current through the two transistors. And we can talk about average geometry, average threshold, and error in geometry, and error in threshold. So here our average is just the definition of an average. ID1 plus ID2 divided by 2 is equal to the drain current average. The geometric average is W over L1 plus W over L2 divided by 2. And the threshold average is VTH1 plus VTH2 over 2. Our errors are just the deltas between the two. So delta ID is ID1 minus ID2. Delta W over L is W over L1 minus W over L2. And delta VTH is VTH1 minus VTH2. Now we can write then the drain current for device 1 as the average drain current plus delta ID over 2. And ID2 is equal to the average drain current minus delta ID over 2. And we can do the same thing for the geometry W over L1 and W over L2, and also the threshold voltage VTH1 and VTH2. Now it's important to note that the mismatch can be plus or minus, so the error is not signed here. Okay, so let's write out ID1 in terms of the mismatch statistics. So remember, we have the ID1 is equal to ID plus delta ID over 2. So we can write out our expression for current, where we're adding these mismatch statistics into the expression. And we can expand this expression. Okay, so finally we're left with 1/2 mu n Cox W over L plus delta W over L over 2 times VOV minus 2 VOV times delta VTH over 2 plus delta VTH squared over 4. Note that we've made the substitution that VGS minus VTH is equal to VOV. Since we expect our mismatches to be small, then the square of a mismatch is really small, so we're going to neglect that term, and of course we can cancel the 2's in this expression. So after some algebraic manipulation, we can get an expression for ID1 in terms of the mismatch. And here's our expression, 1/2 mu n Cox W over L times VOV squared. That's the original drain current as a function of the overdrive voltage and the geometry. And then we multiply this by 1/2 delta W over L minus delta VTH over VOV. So we can now express a fractional current mismatch, delta ID over ID. And here's our expression, delta W over L divided by W over L minus delta VTH divided by VOV over 2. So here we have our geometric errors. And here we have our doping errors. Well, what does this tell us about how we should design our transistors? Well, clearly, if we make bigger transistors, if we make W over L bigger, then it minimizes the geometry errors. And next, we also want to make VOV bigger to minimize doping errors. Now remember, our VOV is given by the square root of 2 ID over mu C ox times W over L. So here, this tells us that if we want to minimize doping errors, we need to maximize VOV. And in order to do so, that would imply that we need to increase the drain current, given that we're also going to be increasing W over L to minimize geometric errors. Now, all of these things are true even if we're making, say, differential pairs. We want our differential pairs to match. And if we want our differential pairs to match, it tells us that we want bigger transistors, and we also want bigger VOV. All right, so we're going to stop there for this video. And in the next video, we'll look at the large signal behavior of our source coupled pair that we've been looking at for the past few days.